Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luke of Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing News. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hello, I'm Kristen.
And today we'll be talking Nightwing 110, 111, and some new stuff. Not the regular issue. That comes out next week. We got some Dark Crisis. We got an episode of Harley Quinn. I forget. I don't even. Let me look this up. I was gonna say how many. Can't have too many episodes of Harley left.
Yeah. Let me look on my app. Well, that might have been like 8, maybe, or
coming. No, that was
right?
that was 9.
Oh my gosh, really? It was 9.
Yep.
I think it'd probably only go to 13, right?
Oh no! According to this, the one coming up this Thursday will be the last one this season. 10.
What?
Uh-huh.
I had 13 in season 1.
But I mean, they already confirmed the season.
I had 13 in season 2.
I know. Season 1 and season 2 had 13. Looks like season 3 has 10. And I already see a listing for season 4, but
where are you seeing that it has 10? Is that IMDb?
No, I have a TV Time app.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll find out, shan't we?
Yes. Saying episode 10, The Horse and the Sparrow.
Feels like there's so much left unresolved.
I know. Well, maybe there'll be something will be continued because they did confirm a season 4.
Yeah.
So, well, since we're there, okay, what did you think of Harley Quinn?
Jazza Pajizza. So 2 things. When they first walk in, when Batgirl and Nightwing first walk in, and I can't remember what Nightwing says, but when one of the villains says something about accept it, kid, he's never gonna say he loves you. I was like, oh, that's like a knife right into the heart. And then near the end, when Harley's flying the Batwing and there's nothing to kill anybody with, she's like, why isn't there? And Nightwing says, we decided as a family. And then that was all. I loved both of those.
No.
I thought so.
Yeah, Bruce is off the deep end. Here's meet my dead parent.
Yes, I was a little bit annoyed when he takes him down and he's like, points to Damien. He's like, this is your grandson. Teenagers. Oh, that's right. You died when I was 8. You have no idea. That was funny, but I'm like, you can introduce him to Dick too.
I know.
But you know, the theme with the adopted Robins always. Bruce will never show them enough love.
But I love when Harley infects herself to get the Ivy to roll back the attack. Bane's like, you sacrificed yourself to save me.
Yeah.
I'll forget about the pasta maker.
Right, yeah. I'm glad Bane deserves some healing.
I forget if it was season 1 or season 2. Like Bane blows up I forget what they call it, but like a Starbucks because they kept getting his name wrong on his on his cup every time. But then at the end they reveal it's like Joker was paying the employee to write the wrong name every time.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch them. It is really funny. I mean, I feel like I don't totally I don't totally love the characterization of Nightwing because it's kind of different from but it's funny and
Yeah.
like that's fine. Because also, I mean, obviously Bruce Wayne Batman is very different from how he is in the comics, which is actually pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So his very first episode, I liked it, and then his parts have been, like kind of tiny. So some of his first ones when he's just so desperate for his approval. But I did like his quote, "We decided as a family that we weren't going to kill him." That was good. But I do think that the Batgirl characterization is actually not bad. She's pretty good.
Oh yeah, they're gonna give Kaylee Cuoco's sister a good characterization. But yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of people who read comics, who don't read comics, who like this show. So I mean, it's no wonder they're renewing it. I mean, it crosses, it bridges the divide between comic and non-comic readers.
Mm-hmm. Well, the animation is good.
Yeah.
And they can do crazy things, and it's easier. And I mean, I think people, I don't know, it's kind of fun how it's a sort of they're cussing and they aren't afraid to talk about sex and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, adult humor, but yeah, it is funny.
But yeah, it's very well done. It's much better, much as it pains me to admit. Actually, it doesn't pain me to admit this is better. It just pains me to admit how bad that was. But that Batman and Harley Quinn movie, this is so much better. I mean, they tried to do a little bit of adult humor in that one, making it PG-13, but it just did not land.
Oh no, basically Harley the raping Nightwing.
Right, and they were trying to do adult humor, but then they also had really juvenile humor, like that one fight that they get into, and it's like, "Ouch, my balls," or whatever. And you're like, that's not edgy. That's just juvenile, and it's if you're gonna have sex stuff, it's like pick a lane.
Exactly.
But yeah, this is well done.
Yeah.
All right, so funny.
All right, so last week I picked up Dark Crisis. Well, now they're calling it Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths #4. Well, all right. The part you're concerned with, the Nightwing still at Beast Boy's side. The Justice Society has shown up. So Alan Scott's like talking to Nightwing, and he's like, feeling sorry for yourself isn't going to help him or you. If you don't do anything, Beast Boy might not have a world to wake up to. And Dick's like, Gar believes he was killed. That's why he's not waking up. He's like, one of my best friends thought he was dying. I failed him. And Alan says, I saw your mom and dad perform once in Gotham. Before you were born. They were amazing, fearless. Gotham's a rough town, not easy to stand out. But when your parents performed, they had everyone's eyes on them, just like you do now, kid.
Dang, man, that's heavy. Bringing out the dead parents?
So Dick says, you do it. You use your ring to lead them out of the darkness. Create a new Justice League or use the Justice Society to save the multiverse. You pick. And Alan says, you don't need a fancy title or team name. Justice League, Justice Society, they're all just titles. They have meaning, sure, but you don't need those to be a hero. He's like, Clark's boy gathered together some great folks. I look out there and I see heroes who have proven themselves time and time again, mixed with new faces who want to help. They want to show that they can carry on the legacy of those who have fallen, but we need the one who did it first, carrying legacy.
Oh.
So Alan gets Dick to get up, and then they go start gathering allies. Like they meet up with Swamp Thing and Constantine and Detective Chimp.
Oh, nice. Who did Detective Chimp appear in first? Like, what hero does he go with originally?
I don't know.
Or is he like with Constantine?
Well, I know he was hanging around with Justice League Dark and stuff, but let me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Detective Chimp. Let's see. Oh, first appearance from 1952 was in Adventures of Rex the Wonder Dog, #4.
Well, okay then.
So yes, I think there was just an animal title in there. He was originally created in the final years of the golden age of comic books. Alter ego, Bobo T. Chimpanzee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, after his initial appearance in Rex the Wonder Dog, he continued to appear in that title as a backup feature until 1959, at which point he faded into obscurity. Several decades after his last appearance, Detective Chimp appeared in several cameos, namely in a 1981 story, Whatever Happened to Rex the Wonder Dog, from DC Comics Presents 35. Later in a brief cameo with Sam Simeon in Gorilla City during 1985's Crisis on Infinite Earths. Following these appearances, Bobo started appearing in DC titles with more regularity, appearing in issues of Green Lantern, The Flash, and other titles. And 2005's Day of Vengeance miniseries. And he has been a key member of the second incarnation of the Justice League Dark since its 2018 reboot.
Well, alrighty then.
Yes. So.
Way to go, Detective Chimp.
No monkey business here.
Oh, you're a regular Bob Hope, Phil.
yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much Dick's appearance in Dark Crisis number 4.
Well, that's exciting though, because it sounds like they're gearing up for him to appear more in future. So that was 4?
Yes.
So we have 3 more. It's 5, 6, and 7?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I think it runs through December, so.
Okay, that would make sense.
So, yeah. At least Dick has his own book still. Poor Will. We're still waiting on a regular Green Lantern series again.
Wait, for real? The Green Lanterns don't have a series?
Nope. Last one came out. What was that, in April? Yeah, and we're hoping after Dark Crisis, maybe they'll reboot a lot of number ones. Man, DC's, I don't know what's going on. No regular Green Lantern book right now. No Green Arrow. No Aquaman. Yeah, there's some.
Well, they're expanding the Bat line. I mean, I think in September, Tim's book starts. I heard a rumor they were going to start a Red Hood one, but I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
I mean, it like randomly came up on some random suggestion on Facebook, so I took it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it might, because Task Force Z is like over in like an issue or 2. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, they might reboot a new Red Hood book.
Are there 2 Superman books going on, or more than 2?
Well, there's Son of Superman, and then Clark's been in Action Comics.
So is there a Superman going on, or not right now?
No. Yeah, it's just Action Comics and
Superman, Son of Kal-El.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. And Wonder Woman just has the 1 book.
Yeah. Wonder Woman has 1 book. There's like a Wonder Girl book. Nubia got a 4-issue series. But yeah, mostly like Diana only has like 1 book. So
And Justice League's not happening right now.
No.
Because they ended, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So DC basically is like all Batman books.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My favorite character.
Wow. Jinkies. Speaking of Jinkies, even Batman's even in the Scooby-Doo books. It's like Batman and Scooby-Doo are the is what they're advertising.
Yes. So I said, so a lot of people are waiting for their own books again, but yeah, thankfully Dick still hasn't a book.
Well, and it's a really good book, so I think they'll be keeping it on.
I mean, I don't know if at the moment, because Chip Zdarsky is a big writer writing Batman, but I know Lil said they were keeping it hush-hush, I think, but I think there may have been a few months there where Nightwing was outselling Batman, so.
Well, I mean, it was more nominated. It was more nominated for the Eisner, so.
I believe it.
Maybe when that happened, people were like, oh, I should check this out.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know how many people noticed, but yeah, so.
There's a website where you can check that. I forget the name. Maybe it's the Diamond site or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I forget. I know Lilith always has the numbers. I forget what website she uses.
Well, we can ask her when she's back from her vacation.
That's right. All right. Should we jump into these issues tonight?
Yup, here we are. I got my floppies back out.
Yay.
So yeah, this 110 was really the one I was looking for, but this says it's also a Villains United tie-in. But I don't know who the main villain was.
I don't know if it was just Black Mask or whatever made or that he was there on behalf of Black Mask. I don't know.
Right, okay, yeah.
I don't know if they were just trying to tie it into something.
Oh my gosh, I just went to the back to flip through, and you know what's advertised in the back of this one?
Uh-oh. I forget.
110. All-Star Batman and Robin, the Void Wonder #1. Frank Miller and Jim Lee team up for the first time to bring you Batman and Robin as you've never seen them before in a reinvention of these classic characters. I mean, that is an accurate description. As you've never seen them before and never hope to again.
And it'll take them a few years to get out 11 issues.
I thought it was only 10 that they did.
Oh, was it 10? That's right. Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, Nightwing 110, September. What is that? 05. Yeah, I was too lazy to get my floppies out.
All right, Dick's getting on the bus. Has it ever been established where they are exactly? They're somewhere in New Jersey?
Yeah, I thought it was New Jersey, yeah.
But it's weird because I thought that Gotham and Bludhaven were supposed to also be in New Jersey, and they kind of act like they're not, but I think they want to keep it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because
DC has New York, but they also have Metropolis, Gotham. So it's always like, where's stuff at?
Mm-hmm. They try to keep it nebulous.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so Sophia's like, crutches, don't go.
And
he goes,
I know. She's like, I don't know how I'll and her dad get your homework done. Or no, get my trick homework done.
But she's like, he's like, I'll only be gone a few days. I have to take care of some things back home. She's like, this is your home now. You don't have to leave us ever. Just like the end of the movie when the little girl's like telling the dog, don't go, we love you.
Yeah.
He said, just to be a few days, I promise.
Okay, yeah. New Jersey General is the next. We see Angie.
Oh, yeah, with Gina.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Ray shows up and he goes, I just want to check up on Gina. You mean so you can send your new enforcer after him just when he starts getting better? No, I don't doubt that you do. He says, you don't want to talk nice. What am I going to do, right? But Angie, I would suggest you use better manners with Frady. In case you haven't heard, he's asked you to come in. And again, she's like, what am I going to do? She's thinking about she has to get her daughters somewhere safe.
I'll say, yeah, that does seem bad.
Yeah. I love as soon as Dick steps off the bus in Bludhaven, there's already like people shooting in the street.
Some things never change, as he said.
But then again, as he sees a caped figure on the roof, haven't had a chance to see Robin in action since the beginning of the gang wars in Gotham.
That was War Games, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, what happened at the...
Well, Stephanie...
What happened at the end of War Games? It's because of what happened in War Games that there's that one issue that we haven't read yet, or maybe it's a Batman issue, where it's like Dick, Alfred, and Bruce sitting around at home with Dick's... because Dick injured his leg, and everybody else is gone.
I forget which issue that is.
Right, and I'm saying that it might be a Batman issue instead of a Nightwing issue. I kind of forget. But somewhere in there is also when Tim's dad dies.
Well, Identity Crisis is when Tim's dad actually dies.
Right.
Yeah.
So was that before or after?
Well, his dad's already dead at this point. He's in Bludhaven because, like, as
Right.
he tells Dick in here, he turned down, the first time when Bruce asked him if he wants to adopt them. He turns him down the first time, and he makes up supposedly an uncle supposedly shows up, but it's basically just like a guy Tim pays off to pretend to be his uncle. So basically emancipates himself.
Yeah, which that I think is very interesting. Is it only mentioned in here, or does Bruce offer to adopt? No, he must offer to adopt him in in the Robin books, right? It must
I'm
be
pretty
Robin
sure it's the
books.
Robin book. Yeah.
Yeah. That is so. Yeah. So Dick's having his monologue about how awesome Tim is. He used to be an earnest little computer geek, but now he's a superhero. He's been through so much and weathered it so well.
Yeah, since Dick's been gone, Tim's been watching Bludhaven. Yeah, because he says, I wonder if he knows how good he is, not just at the fighting, but keeping the whole thing on his own terms. That's really hard to do. And Tim, he's been through so much and weathered it so well.
Yep.
But then more.
We see Tim in action.
Yeah, more guys with guns show up.
Yep. And then Dick's like, he did a great job. God, I love that kid. Too much to let him see me like this. Oh. But Tim sees him.
Yeah, he always takes down those guys in the convertible, and Dick's like, he's cutting a little too close to the cops. The Bludhaven PD has really straightened itself out, and their captain is a little more familiar with vigilante work than I'd like her to be.
Yeah, that's Amy.
Yep. As probably is my former partner, Gannon. But yeah, he said, disarmed the Perch, protect, and avoided the cops, kept any civilians from getting shot. God, I love that kid. But yeah, Tim sees him. You weren't going to leave without saying hi, were you? Hey, Timmy.
Then they have this really fascinating page where they're one on each side, and there's kind of the dialogue in the middle.
Yeah. You okay? I'm fine. Where are you staying these days? With some people. Have you seen the big guy? Not recently. What about you? How you holding up? I'm okay. How's your stepmom? She's okay. School? It's okay. Where's Batgirl? I don't know.
Is that because of War Games that she went?
I think everyone kind of went their separate ways, yeah.
Okay.
But Dick, we shouldn't be talking like this. Well, go get your gear. I can't do that. You're not mad I'm like in your city or anything, Dick. No, I'm honored. You have more right to be here than I do. Then Tim, is it the adoption thing? The what?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's like, I was worried about that. Kind of part of why I said no. I mean, not in the uncle thing. I was just thinking it wasn't really all that long ago since he officially adopted you, which was kind of a big deal, emotionally or whatever. And to me, you're like totally his son, and I don't want to step on that or anything.
Yeah, that part is really because I haven't read all of the Robin issues, so when I read this, I was like, whoa, wow, that is kind of a big thing, and it's a sign. I mean, of course, I feel like if Tim wanted it, there's no reason that he shouldn't have said yes if he did it. But I was like, wow, that's a really emotionally mature take, and also kind of emphasizes how Tim and Dick and most of the Robins are more emotionally mature than Bruce. That how Tim is like, yeah, he just adopted you recently, and that was a big thing emotionally. It's like, yeah, it was.
Well, between that and I think like Tim's dad died like 5 minutes ago. Tim maybe was like, yeah, not right now, not right now, slow down.
Right, yeah. Well, and I mean, I know that when it finally happens in face to face or face to, I think it's face to face. Bruce is kind of like, oh, I took Dick in as my ward, but I can't do that anymore. You'd have to be my son or whatever. Which I mean, I guess I don't know if that's totally the way. I don't think that's totally the ways the laws are now. I think it's just kind of it's easier that way, and people don't really understand us modern people anymore. We don't really understand what a ward is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, "What are you talking about, Tim? Bruce is going to adopt you?"
No, I mean he was, but he's not now. I've got this uncle, so I don't need you to know anything really from Bruce, sir. You didn't know? I'm sorry. I figured he would have talked to you about it or something. Dick, yeah, right. Fat chance.
Yeah, but it's almost. I mean, it's fine. It makes it. It's just that this is kind of fascinating stuff that I feel like fans of the Bat Family, we are like, on one hand, we want to say like, oh, Bruce loves our Robin best. And we also want to be like, oh, Bruce treats our Robin the worst. It's like, you want to win both contests or something. I don't know. We're a weird lot. But this is a really like, oh, Bruce, that's kind of.
Yeah, well, this is weird because I mean, for what we saw unless something happened behind the scenes, I mean, last time we saw Bruce, him and, he was talking to Dick, and I know it's all, they told Devin to keep, Dick at a certain level and out of the costume and stuff, but it's like, it almost seems like Dick's like, oh, he's not going to talk to me, but meanwhile, Bruce would be more than happy to talk to him at this point, I think.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. It feels like something is missing. In that he's a little too undercover with the. I'm just saying that this sort of thing that like Bruce takes Dick in as his ward, and then it takes him like legit 20 years to adopt him, and everybody else he's adopting like 2 seconds later. Like, oh, your parents are dead, I'll adopt you.
Well, yeah. Well, again, I think it's just the floodgate open once he did it for Dick. He's like, oh, that's not so bad.
Well, but I mean, he did it first for Jason. It's just weird. I mean, I definitely don't think it's supposed to mean anything, because I think Bruce is, to a certain extent, closer to Dick than he is to some of the other Robins. It's just, I don't know, it just felt like neglect on that, oh, we've just been trekking along like this for so long that, oh, snap, yeah, he's not actually adopted. Whoops.
Oh, yeah, he's closer to Dick because he spent more time with him. And of course, he's going to be closer to Dick than Tim because Dick actually lived with him every day. Tim lived with his father for how long?
Right, yeah. I mean, once he adopts him, he's close. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's pretty close to him, but yeah.
But it's our guy.
Mm-hmm. But then I like this, but it's so sad. So Dick's like, oh, I'm out of this. Forget you ever knew me. And Robin's like, yeah, fat chance. And then, remember how I once told you that Batman needed a Robin? Well, that's still true. But even more than that, he needs you, not like every second or whatever. But at the end of the day, he needs to know you're still on his side. It's important.
Yeah.
So beautiful. And I think that's totally true. What Tim is saying. I think I think as the family expands, when Tim is not Robin, he also, Batman needs Robin, but he also, needs to know that Dick and Tim are on his side as well. But that's really good. And then it gets so sad when Dick is like, you have no idea how much of my life I've wasted believing that was true.
Yeah. It's like, really?
I know that feels like it kind of spins out of year one.
Maybe, yeah.
And not so much what's actually going on.
Yeah, it just seemed like something happened recently, and it really did, was more.
I guess we'll just have to chalk it up to Dick is still in a really bad place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, I mean, I'm glad to know. I don't know. It's just weird because it's like, yeah, I don't think Bruce did. Well, like you said, I mean, Bruce was kind of like, yeah, wasn't that what he said? That he's like, I can forgive you for not saving Blockbuster because that's fine. What I have a harder time forgiving you for is being reckless with your own life. Isn't that kind of what he says?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like they're good. I don't know why Dick's being such a downer.
And we really don't.
I guess we'll go with unresolved trauma.
Exactly. Oh yeah, again, I mean, how much has Dick been through, especially at...
Aside, although the true answer is editorial mandate.
Yeah, exactly. But meanwhile, Angie goes to the cops in New Jersey.
Yep. Bust up the mob.
Yeah, she said, the girlfriend Gino Rossi, who was recently put in ICU by Tommy Tevis' Uncle Ray Epiphany, and their new enforcer, Crutches Grayson. But yeah, she said she wants to testify against the whole crew. So
then he's
Dick's in the
checking
car.
out that guy.
Yeah.
Westbrook knows he's hooked up with Lex Luthor.
Yeah, because he's thinking Westbrook and the Penguin managed to expand Blockbuster's holdings so quickly and by so much that was sure he had made some kind of lucrative deal with the mob. But yeah, the mob doesn't lead me to Westbrook. It leads me to Black Mask. But yeah, that's what he's thinking. Yeah, Westbrook's in bed with Luthor. Well, fine. Bring on the supervillains. I'm willing to take this as far as it needs to go.
Then he gets bad news.
Well, these guys in helicopter show up. I've got to admit, there's something kind of refreshing about not having to play by the rules. And then it's like, glad to hear this. I do have a passing familiarity with hired enforcement. May I ask who you're using? Slade Wilson? You expect this organization to retain plausible deniability with Deathstroke the Terminator on board?
Now Dick's like, uh-oh, how am I gonna... And that gives suggestions to him kind of being undercover, because he says, like, uh-oh, how am I gonna infiltrate this bad guy with Slade on there, because Slade knows who I am.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, was that all an act, him talking to Tim? Because, now he's all...
I don't know. I think sort of, I guess it's... Who knows? It could be sometimes, I don't know, when he gets morose. He has a... Because it's also kind of a side of, like almost poor self-esteem or whatever. Because Tim is kind of saying, like, you're really important to Bruce. And he's like, I don't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, I just wonder, was Devin keeping it vague because, I don't know, just... the directions they're giving her were kind of vague, just like, yeah, hey, keep him away from the other bad family for the most part. Keep him out of costume a lot of most of the time.
Yeah.
So, yes, we've mentioned the name of Deathstroke.
But before we move on from this one, pretty sweet cover.
Oh, heck yeah. What, you like him hanging Tim off the...
Well, it definitely grabs your attention and you're like, oh, what's going to happen?
Exactly.
So that's cool. And then we move on to 111.
Yep. Just open it up here. And this cover kind of sort of doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
With Sophia clinging to him, yeah.
Yeah, she wishes.
Exactly. But no, a lot of this is her writing a letter to him, even though she's like, I don't know how this will ever get to you.
Yeah, because we don't know that he hasn't gotten... Has he gotten the letter yet?
I don't know if he ever does get it, but it's just her writing to Dick, because we see him like fighting off those guards, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't see Ray.
Well,
giving him a letter.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. I don't know if she. We just see the letter. I don't know if he ever even gets it.
Yeah.
Because while Dick's fighting off those guys, we see the police show up to the house and Sophia runs. They shoot and kill her mother.
We've got some good At the beginning, we've got some good flips there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because he's fighting a guy head dangling from a helicopter. Yeah, and then he like somersaults to the rooftop there. But yeah, so yeah, Sophia's mother's dead. Her father goes to jail. They take her.
Somehow Ray gets away.
Yeah. Yeah, she runs to her room and grabs the picture of Barbara. She's like, "I'll keep it safe for you."
You know what's kind of sad? I mean, many things about this, but I imagine when I first read this, because I was not as well informed as I am now, I was like, oh, wow, I can't believe they shot Lynette. And now when I read this, I was like, figures. Like, now that I'm more aware.
So
yeah, that really sucks. Because, I mean, you know, Lynette wasn't really involved. So if she hadn't been shot, it'd be okay for Sophia.
Mm-hmm. And then Dick's, he's standing. I'm assuming that's where his apartment building used to be before Blockbuster blew it up.
Yeah, probably. Also, $2,000 a month. I was like, dang, that's expensive.
Well, that might be the thing. I wonder. You know, it's like, yeah, it wasn't that bad before. Well, didn't Dick buy the building before? So I wouldn't, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's also supposed to be that they're my guess is it's supposed to be a sign that they're gentrifying. Because I mean, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I mean, that is a pretty big apartment.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's like, you know, more of his past is getting torn down and forgotten. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of this, yeah, we see Sophia being taken away, and
yeah, and how there's like the real Sophia Tibus is hidden behind a fog, and that's when Dick's fogging up with something at the where is he breaking into? So somewhere in Bludhaven.
Oh yeah, isn't he going back for Westbrook? Yeah. So that's the thing. So it's like, what? So what? Did he get away? He went, stood in front of that empty lot where his building used to be. Then he came back.
Yeah, you got a little time pass. But it is finally revealed what it was on the other side of that Barbara picture. It's a clock, so now it makes sense why it was kind of wonky like that. But Sophia is jealous of Barbara, so she destroys it.
She's like, I saved the picture, but I lost it. Sorry, as we see her like throw the picture across the room and smash it against the wall.
Yeah, I think it's kind of. I know that wasn't the point, but it's kind of funny how the dog is like, ah, and Dick does the same thing. And then the dog's like,
well, yeah, because after Dick's like threatening Westbrook, he's like, but boys say,
But yeah, then we find out it wasn't just his fierce facial expression. Oh, yeah. He apparently coated himself in bear urine. Ew.
Hey, it scared the dog. I see the death of Blockbuster taught you nothing, Westbrook. He's like, please, I tried to get out, but you somehow ended up in bed with Deathstroke. I need to meet with him now.
I know him. When he contacts you, tell him I'm looking for him.
I love when he's like, I know Deathstroke better than I want to.
That's true.
But that's a cool page. Yeah, him diving out the window.
Yeah, with the ledgers.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, see Sophia addresses the letter to Dick Grayson, wherever you are, Bludhaven.
Yeah. And then Dick's at some hotel, and he gets a message received. We know who that's from.
Yeah.
Deathstroke.
There's a knock at the door, and it's Ray. And Dick's like, what are you doing? He's like, Crutches, thank God. You're not an easy guy to find. Seen way more of this city than I ever wanted to. And he says, I told Tommy where I'd be staying. Well, that's just it. Tommy ain't available to answer questions right now. You gotta go back, Crutches. Me, I'm in the wind. But Sophia, she's asking for you, and I figured you'd want to say goodbye to Lynette before. And it's like, slow down, Ray. What are you talking about? Where's Tommy? Did something happen? I'll say, cops came middle of dinner last night. They took Tommy, dragged Sophia off to some state home, and I got a couple good shots in, but not before they killed Lynette. But Dick's like, she had nothing to do with this, and Ray's like, it was probably an accident. Listen, I'll avenge her and I'll make things right for Tommy, but you got to get Sophia. You got to get her away from the state before they decide to use her as a witness and screw up her whole entire life in the process, or something even worse happens. You were an orphan. You know what happens to those kids. That ain't no life for our Sophia.
Nope. He says, I'll find her.
Yeah, and Ray's like, you got to do more than find her. You got to keep her. I can make this right. Where are you going? Better you don't know. Like I said, got in a few good shots. And then Dick hears a voice behind him.
Interesting company you're keeping these days, kid. On top of which you're looking for me. I can't even begin to imagine the trouble you must be in. Yes. And I didn't go read further. So I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen to Sophia?
Well, we're going to get there, but not next week.
I know. I was like, oh, cliffhanger. Also, I see in here that it says Infinite Crisis 1 came out October 2005. So Infinite Crisis 1 came out the same month as this one.
It's building up, building up. Yes, you'll have to wait 7 weeks for the next part of this, kids.
Oh my God, really? That's how long we're going? Oh, dang.
Well, this is the last week of September, this episode. So then we'll do 4 weeks in October, 4 weeks in October. And then, we'll get back to Deathstroke, but and some new Titan stuff, some Nightwing stuff. But yeah, we'll get back.
Oh, right, because I separated this to do Deathstroke month, right? We have like a month that's all Deathstroke. That feels fair.
So yeah, around the middle of November, kids, we'll get back to this.
All right, we'll be waiting.
So, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. I should say, I like the art a lot of times. I think it's kind of cool. It's like kind of realistic, but not too realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I know more, I think I said this last week too. Now that I know more about the constraints that Devin was under, I'm more impressed with how she made it work when she was really being hampered, like the things that she was told about how he can't really be Nightwing that much. I think she did a good job of mixing that stuff together. And I also think that she did a good job of, to a certain extent, kind of playing it both ways, in that there are definitely, we don't know, oh, hey, he's undercover kind of thing, but there are definitely hints. She's definitely dropping breadcrumbs so that you can interpret it that way, which I think is good, because I think that is kind of ultimately what you're going to end up deciding, since he doesn't end up dying in Infinite Crisis.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like talking to these writers, because I find out stuff behind the scenes that kind of influence stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just like her decision, so.
Right.
But yeah. All right. So anything else on these?
I mean, now I might have to read ahead so I know what happens to Sophia, or maybe, or maybe I'm just gonna torture myself. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Well, I mean, you can always comfort yourself with next week we get the new issue of Nightwing. Plus, we'll be talking year 1, Batman Scarecrow 1 and 2.
Sweet.
And then in 2 weeks, we'll be talking Detective Comics 511, 517, 518, and Batman 345, 346, 349 through 351.
Wait, you're gonna have to say that again. I'm trying to write it down. Okay, Detective 511 and 517, 518, and then Batman what?
345.
Okay.
346. 349 through 351.
All right, that must be Dala, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, those are the issues you picked, yes.
Yeah, like I know I picked that, and I feel like there was a reason.
Tell me the issues I picked again.
Pretty much, yes.
Yes, and then 3 weeks, Midnighter 4 and 5, which I believe has vampires. And
Russian vampires, no less.
Yes, it's coming back to me. Yes, and then we'll close out October with The Search for Ray Palmer, Red Rain.
Yes.
Which will fit in quite perfectly because Lilith and I'll be doing all that Red Rain stuff.
I've been waiting for this one. It's been sitting next to me on my desk like ever since I said, Phil, we're gonna read this. It's been here over a year.
And it works perfectly with what Lilith and I are doing. Yes. All right, kids. So yes, you're gonna have lots of scary Batman and Nightwing stuff for all the month of October. So lots of scary stuff, including the return of Lilith Hellfire. So send us your thoughts. Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find Nightwing News on Facebook, on Twitter. Find links for all the DC and Marvel shows we do. Link to the YouTube. The YouTube channel. Everything we do gets a video up there. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any episode of anything we do.
Smash it.
And of course, most importantly, the Patreon. Again, we're doing this ourselves, paying for this out of our own pocket. Every little bit helps, but $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And because Lilith Hellfire loves our pain, superhero movie brackets, we will find the worst superhero movie of all time. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen versus Sin City 2 is up. The next one will be The Phantom versus The Spirit. Speaking of October, we'll be doing Spawn versus Meteor Man.
Versus Meteor Man? I've never even heard of that.
Another one who's never seen it. I haven't seen it since I think it first came out what was it, 93 or something? But
I mean, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yes, it's yes, and then special effects will prove it's 1993. So anyway,
I mean, I've never seen Spawn either, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's the big Todd McFarlane machine. And of course, pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics side merch. Find it all at Linktree linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And for those of you who like to read and love Dick Grayson, go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. It's on Amazon. You filthy animals know how to get to Amazon. So yes, pick that up. Help support an educator. Help support a true fan. All right. Thank you for joining us. Again, next week, new issue, Nightwing 96, plus year 1, Batman Scarecrow 1 and 2.
Classics all.
Yay.
96 is our Brady Bunch, is the Brady Bunch cover, right?
I think so, yeah.
Sweet.
Remember, there was a couple covers. I showed you that other one too, I think last week, and with him kind of diving through the cover.
Yeah, I know, and I would be tempted to get that one, although it's just more money. But it's one of the ones that. So I like it when the ones you can just order.
Oh yeah.
But that one's like the 1 in 25 incentive. So like, I don't know how you get that one.
Darn it. Source to order them. All right, kids. Come back next week. We'll talk some new stuff. Join us same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News.